Hello everyone. As I told you in my previous video that I'm going to prepare one more video on the IGCSE geography case studies. So in last video we have learned about the format of case studies. Now today we are going to begin with the first case study. Right, and there will be a lot of case studies which we are going to do all together. I'm going to upload. I will kept on uploading videos on different case studies. So here is our first case study. The topic of the case study which we are going to do today is river. Now on river there are various case studies, but the topic which we have selected is causes of flooding in a river. So the question could be, for a named river which you have studied, describe and explain the causes of flooding. So here again, if you remember the format, we need to name a river, right? So the river which we have selected, as you can see over here, the river selected is Brahmaputra. So we are going to do the case study on river Brahmaputra, and we are going to find out what are the causes of flooding in river Brahmaputra. Now you also remember that what could be the pattern of a case study, what could be the format of a case study. We need three, at least minimum three causes. We need to describe them and we need to find out some evidences for each and every cause. So minimum we need three causes, right? So let us see that what is the geographical pattern, what is the physiography of this region. Physiography in the sense, what are the physical appearances in this region, that is the northeast of India, right? So here, as you can see in the map, this portion is showing us the northeast of India, right, including Bangladesh. And this is Nepal, Bhutan and Himalayan belt, right? This is the point of origin of Brahmaputra river, which is known as Sangpo in Tibet. And then from this point, from Namcha Barwa, it enters into India, that is in Arunachal Pradesh, and then the rivers start flowing into the plains, the Assam plain region, right, or also called Brahmaputra plain region. And then finally it enters into Bangladesh, where it merged with the river Ganges, and then it becomes Meghna, right? So this is how the structure of this region is available. Now we are finding out the causes of flooding. So we need to identify three causes, right? Now, as far as flooding is concerned, logically, if you think what could be the reason for flooding, definitely we all will get one common answer, that is rainfall, right? Rainfall is always the main cause of every flooding. Okay, wherever flooding is happening in any of the river, rainfall is going to be the main cause. Okay, so rainfall is main cause of flooding in the Brahmaputra river, right? Now how it is happening? So the first idea is heavy rainfall. Okay, so this is the main cause of flooding in Brahmaputra river, right? Now as far as flooding is concerned, rainfall is main reason. So how it happens? We all know that India receives rain through southwest monsoon, right? So southwest monsoon enters in India in the month of June. Now as the monsoon winds enters in India, it bifurcates into two different streams. One is called the Arabian Sea branch and another called the Bay of Bengal branch. Now the branch which is moving towards Bay of Bengal, it's getting moisture from a larger Bay of Bengal region and also from the Indian Ocean, and then they entered into this region. Now here you can see that Himalayan belt, okay, it is a continuous, there are mountain ranges, right, continuous mountain ranges which are making natural border. And from this point, that is in the northeastern side, the Himalayan belt is bending towards south, right? This much we all have, this kind of information we have. So when the winds enter, the monsoon winds enter into this region, they have been trapped. Right? The monsoon winds have been trapped in this region and it has to rain. So mostly this region of India, northeast of India, receives relief rainfall. Right? Because mountains are responsible for heavy rainfall in this region. Okay. Now how much rainfall they are getting? Here these Brahmaputra river is getting water from Himalayan range also and also from the northeastern region, right? On an average, it receives 510 to 640 centimeter of rainfall. 510 to 640 centimeter of rainfall in the Arunachal Pradesh region. Okay, whereas Brahmaputra basin gets 250 to 500 centimeter of rainfall. See, the number is unit is given in centimeter, it is not in millimeter, and this is very heavy rainfall. This is called very heavy rainfall, right? So this region gets enough amount of rainfall and that water is flowing into the Brahmaputra river, right? Because if you see the physiography, Himalayan mountain range are bordering this Brahmaputra plain region from all sides, right? And it is sloping towards the Brahmaputra valley. So wherever it is raining, that entire amount of water will flow into the Brahmaputra river. Plus, there are a lot of tributaries around Brahmaputra river, tributaries to which are submitting their waters to the Brahmaputra river, right? And the main important tributary of river Brahmaputra is Tista. River Tista is responsible to get heavy floods. Okay, in this region, river Tista is getting flooded every year, and that entire amount of water goes into the Brahmaputra river. Plus, there are two important monsoon stations located in Meghalayan region, that is called Cherrapunji and Mawsynram. Cherrapunji and Mawsynram receives highest amount of rainfall in the world. That is the wettest place, right? So you can think about how much amount of rainfall this region is getting. Plus, both the sides there are steep mountains, and in the middle of steep mountains, mainly the Assam state is plain in nature, which gets the water from all sides, and that's why Brahmaputra river is flooding in this region. Main flooding area is Assam and Bangladesh. Okay, the situation of Bangladesh could be even more worse than India because Bangladesh gets all the river including river Ganges. Okay, so this is our first idea, the idea and explanation and example I have given you. Evidences I have given you: Brahmaputra river, Tista river, the amount of rainfall they are getting. Okay, these are our evidences. Explanation, I have explained that why Brahmaputra river is getting heavy floods. Okay, so this is our idea number 1. Okay. The second idea for flooding in river Brahmaputra. So second cause for flooding in river Brahmaputra can be connected to the human activities, right? So second idea we can include over here as man-induced flood. Brahmaputra river is getting man-induced flood. Now why man-induced flood in Brahmaputra river? So we all know that Tista river is flooding a lot, right? And all the tributaries of river Brahmaputra are getting heavy amount of rainfall and heavy amount of discharge. Everything is discharging into Brahmaputra river and finally Brahmaputra river is flooding. But human activities are also somewhat responsible for triggering the flood situation in the Assam Valley and in Bangladesh, also in the entire floodplain region of river Brahmaputra. So what are those human activities? Right now in this region here, in this region you will find that there are lack of proper storage sites. Okay, lack of proper storage sites. Okay, a lot of deforestation in this region. Also, lot of construction activities going on over here. Also, shifting agriculture is one of the prominent activity in this region. Okay, so all of these are the main induced activities. Lack of proper storage sites. Brahmaputra river basin and entire northeastern India is a steep region because of Himalayan mountain ranges, right? So constructing a storage site where excessive amount of water can be stored, like construction of artificial pond and lakes, is very difficult in this region. So that water can't be stored, everything will be discharged into the Brahmaputra river. This is one region. Second region is deforestation. This entire region is developing at a very fast pace. Due to the development, industrial development as well as residential development, urban development and also agricultural development is leading to the deforestation. Due to deforestation, the intensity of flood has increased, because we all know that if there are more number of trees in any of the region, then those trees will help into reduce the flood. The speed will be reduced. Also, the water will be absorbed by trees, right? Their root system will keep on absorbing the water. They will help into penetrate the water inside the ground, right? So deforestation is also responsible. Construction activities. Now we have already said that there are lack of proper storage sites, right? Now, how construction activities? These northeastern states is also getting a lot of constructions, like construction of highways, construction of roadways and construction of railway lines, right? Construction of bridges, construction of dams, and all of these activities are indirectly inducing flood, because construction activities, you all know that soil become loose and that loose soil will not hold on the land. They will be flowing into the river and making river more shallower. Okay, when a river is shallow, definitely the water will start spreading. And shifting agriculture, that can be connected to the deforestation. Shifting agriculture is also a part of deforestation only, because some patch of land is used to be cleared, right? So this is our second idea and explanation and evidence of the causes of flooding in river Brahmaputra, right? Idea is the tectonic activities and bank erosion. This is our third idea. Tectonic activities and bank erosion. Okay, what is tectonic activity? The movement of tectonic plates, right? And we all know this fact that there are two plates doing a convergence, right? So here we have Indian plate, Indian tectonic plate and Eurasian plate. So Indian tectonic plate and Eurasian plate are colliding, and that process is continuous, due to which Himalayan mountain system has been formed. We all know this. Okay, but this has not stopped. The collision is still going on, and due to which the Himalayan mountain ranges are becoming steeper and steeper. Plus, due to the collision, the Himalayan mountain belt, most of the ranges, the soil and rocks are very loose. Okay, so whenever it rains, that those rocks and soil used to flow along with the water and deposited in the river bed. So there are two things happening: erosion and deposition. So as we have discussed in the second idea, that when a lot of silt is deposited inside the river bed, the river used to be more shallow. So Brahmaputra river is becoming shallow. In the Assam region, this region where Brahmaputra river is becoming shallow. So when a river becomes shallow, the water will start spreading, right? And that is responsible for bank erosion. The river is becoming more and more shallower, and so it is consuming the bank region. So bank is widening. According to the survey conducted by the government of Assam, it has been estimated that around 8,000 hectares of land 8,000 hectares of land is annually lost to the erosion due to flooding in Brahmaputra. And also they have done a research on the bank erosion in Brahmaputra river, and they find out that in some places the bank has widened up to 15 kilometer. Brahmaputra river, the banks has widened up to 15 kilometer in some parts of Assam region in the Brahmaputra valley. Right. Now you can think about, if the river is getting widening up to 15 kilometer or covering a 15-kilometer region, then definitely it will flood a lot region. Right. Also, a lot of people have settled onto the floodplain region, which is known as Brahmaputra floodplain region. Floodplains, we all know, floodplains are very useful for agricultural activities, and that's why it attracts a lot of people to come over there and do agricultural activity, which has attracted a lot of people in this region. So Brahmaputra river floodplain region has lot of density of people who are doing agricultural activities, right? And because of that, whenever it is flooding, it seems that the people are getting lot of problems. And definitely every year Brahmaputra river do floods. Okay, and it is not one time flood. Now in a year there are lot of floods in Brahmaputra river, means the intensity has increased, and the average number of floods caused in a river has also increased in Brahmaputra. Okay, in most of the rivers we used to get only one or twice floods in a year, but Brahmaputra river, on an average, every monsoon season, the entire season remains under flood. Right. So what we have discussed in this class, we have discussed three ideas. We have explained those ideas, and we also have provided evidences for each and every idea. Right. So first idea which we have discussed was about the heavy rainfall. Right. Second idea which we have discussed was about uh, the second idea was about the main induced floods, means how human beings are responsible for flooding in Brahmaputra river. And third idea which we have discussed is tectonic activities and bank erosion. When you are writing this kind of words like Indian plate, Eurasian plate, and providing this kind of statistical data, you are making your case studies more stronger, right? So if you go through my video, you will find that Brahmaputra river causes of flooding we have done, right? So that's it from my end. Do like my videos, share and subscribe my channel. I'm going to upload a lot of videos on different topics. Okay, till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.